Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to show you guys how I got jumbo braids onto my 22-inch locks. And all you're going to need is your hair or your locks and some braiding hair and also basic knowledge of how to braid. I love being creative with my locks. My locks do not limit me in any way regardless of anyone's opinions or labels. I don't subscribe to any type of communities. I am just doing me. I love being creative. I love being creative in anything that I do, not just my hair. So there's no limits to what you can do with your hair, whether it's locked or loose. With that being said, let's get into this video. The hair that I use is from Expressions. I use the 84-inch packs. I got 2 packs of black and 1 pack of bright blue because I wanted the ends to be bright blue for some reason. So all I'm doing here is I'm prepping the hair for braiding. I'm taking it out of that original braid it was in when it came in the pack. And from there I'm gonna prep my sections themselves for braiding. What I did was I separated my sections into sections I felt were big enough to make jumbo braids and big enough to conceal my locks when I do start braiding them. So what I just did here is I feathered the ends because if the ends are blunt, you're not gonna really have a seamless end. You're gonna have blunt ends that you have to burn or put rubber bands on. But if you don't want to do that, feather the ends and run your fingers through, and that should help with the ends of your braids. And once I've done that, I go ahead and I section off my hair. My hair is locked, so it's already sectioned off. And I'm just choosing to use 2 locks per braid because I feel like I can pull that off with the amount of hair that I have. So all I did is I'm separating the hair into 2/3. The section that I took for each braid, I'm separating it into 2/3. That way I have 1 strand for each lock. Although I'm using 2 locks, the 3rd strand will just be by itself. So if you know how to basically braid, I'm braiding from the under position instead of the over position. Taking 1 strand under the other and alternating. And as you can see, I left a lot of hair from the root out because jumbo braids are big and they can be heavy, which mine were heavy. That can damage your hair. That can cause you pain. I am very, very tender-headed, so I do not like any type of pain. So that's why I started the braids so far from the roots. This will help with styling. This will help with motility of the braids. Alright, so I'm going to add my blue at the end. I'm going to feather the blue out just like I did the black, and I cut the blue hair into really short sections just because I wanted it at the ends. I didn't need a full braid. So how I add it is I just line the blue up with whatever strand I have in my right index finger, and I continue braiding as normal, as if the blue wasn't even there. Once I've done 3 alternating sections, once I've pulled the sections under each other 3 times, I add the blue and keep on braiding as if I didn't add anything. I'm gonna show again how I do that by adding another blue section, line it up with the section that's with my right index finger, keep on braiding as if it wasn't even there, and then pull it down. Well, I should have pulled it down right there, so I messed up on that one. But pull it down and keep on braiding as normal. Either way, if you want to be really neat, then of course take your time, be meticulous about it. I wasn't trying to be really neat. I kept this style in for not even a week, so I didn't care about it being perfect or neat. But if you are gonna try it and you want it to be perfect or neat, definitely take your time and be meticulous about it. This style took me a good 2 hours to complete without breaks. I'm gonna show you guys again how I do the root. I line up or pair a lock with a section. Again, I'm only using 2 locks per braid. And I'm braiding from the under position. So I'm just alternating, pulling a section under another section, pulling a section under another section, and switching fingers. And as you can see, I'm trying to conceal the lock at least by putting it in the middle of the section that has a lock. That way you can't see it when you're just looking at the braid. Once again, I'm going to show you guys how I add the blue, and as I said before, I just line it up with a section, braid as if it wasn't there, and then pull it down. Alright, and that's all there is to it. That's all I did throughout my whole head. I have 68 locks, therefore I had 34 braids. If you have more locks, you can probably add more locks to a braid, or if you have less locks, you may want to do 1 lock per braid to have a fuller head. So this is just a quick run through of what I did. I'm going to keep showing you guys the process over and over again until the end of this video. And one thing to make sure if you're going to try this is to not braid on dry locks. Make sure you moisturize your locks before you start any type of styling. Anything you do to your locks, if you're going to do something to them, make sure they're moisturized and malleable, nice and easy to work with, because you don't want them to be dry and start popping and breaking. That would not be good. One way of adding the color is holding it with a clip, that way it doesn't fall off. And right there is toward the end of some of my locks, so that's why it looks all bulky. As I said, this style was fairly easy to do. It wasn't at all difficult. Although my locks are long, that didn't add to the difficulty of it. Although I would say if you have short locks, it would be easier for you to do, because you wouldn't have to use hair as long as I did. The hair I thought it was nice. I liked it. However, it was so long that I couldn't keep it in for as long as I wanted to. I wanted to keep it in for a good week and a half maybe, but it was so long that it was in the way. And my children love playing with my locks. They love touching it. One of them likes eating it. The other likes rolling it under his fingers to get some type of comfort. So when they saw these long braids in my head and the blue tips, they went crazy, and my middle one kept trying to pull them out. So yeah, they weren't gonna last long. They were more in the way than anything. They didn't hurt, they weren't uncomfortable, but they were in the way. But I saw this as a good way to just kind of have a change, have a different look, add some color without having to actually color my hair. Here I'm just concealing my ends. My ends are the thickest parts of my locks, so they were the most difficult to blend in seamlessly into the braid. One more time for adding the color, and this is actually the correct way to do it if you're taking your time, but if you're not, you can do it however you want to. Alright, this is the last braid that I did, and I'm just gonna let you guys watch that again. And if you guys saw my video where I did the twist on my hair, you guys will know I'm all about doing creative things with my locks regardless of anything. I had a lot of crazy comments under that video also, but I didn't really care, so here we are, getting braids. One more time for how I added the color. And as for the little flyaways, as you see here, you can always just, don't worry about those, just cut them off after.
So make you join me in my Bugatti, join me in my Bugatti, only you in my Bugatti, only you in my Bugatti. See my gypsy girl, she's something to myself.
And this is the finished product. It was very long, like I said, I've never worn any type of hair that long, so I couldn't keep it in for as long as I wanted to, but they were not at all painful at all, and they did not damage my locks. If you'd like to see how my locks held up, stay tuned for my 5-month no retwist video, since I still have to do an update for that. And I'm also gonna have a styling video coming up of how I styled it. And here are some pictures of the hair in action. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Bye.
I think I'm lost in the love life. We came strong together. She got a strong desire. Up to the morning after. Now she's moving on.